We're ready to start Chapter 8. I'm on page 569, Lesson 8.1. The name of the section is called Unit Analysis 1 and deals with length. So we're going to get to some real-life applications here today. And what we're going to do is we're going to just worry about length. If you look in the middle of page 569, there's a small table there that deals with length, and it gives you 12 inches equals 1 foot. It also gives you 1 yard, and that is equal to 3 feet. And then finally it gives you 1 mile, which equals 5,280 feet. Alright, so if you look here, our main unit of measure that we're dealing with is feet. And when you get into the metric system, the main unit of measure will be what is called the meter. Now, you've heard of both of those, so that should give you a little bit of a head start. So let's go ahead and look at what we're trying to do here. Down at the bottom of the page, we have example 1. And what we're doing is we're doing some converting. And what we're doing is converting from one unit measure to another. So this first one we're converting 5 feet to inches. Alright, what I'm going to do is over the next several lessons here, we're not only going to deal with length, we're going to do area and volume, we're going to do weight, we're going to do temperature. We're going to bounce around and do a whole bunch of different changing from one unit of measure to another. So what I think would probably be the easiest is to show you one method that works for all of them, so that you only have to learn one rather than learn one for each section that we go into. So that method is whatever they give you, you write down. And what you're going to do is you're also going to write down the unit of measure. You can abbreviate it like I did, the FT for feet. But you're going to write the unit of measure, then you will write a multiplication sign, then you will draw a line, and you will put that same unit of measure underneath that division sign. Okay? Every time you do these, that's what you'll do. First step, just automatically do that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look and see if there's any, you're trying to get to inches eventually. You're going to try to ask yourself, okay, feet. Do I know a comparison between feet and inches? Do I know how many feet are in an inch, or how many inches there are in a foot? Do I know anything, any kind of a relationship between those two? If I do, I put that down. And what I know is that for every 1 foot I have 12 inches. Now, one of the things I want you to look at here is you have a foot up here and a foot down here. Well, if you have a foot, because this is actually 5/1, if you were to write it fractionally, whenever you have a unit of measure in the numerator and that same unit of measure in the denominator, you can cancel them. That means we're done dealing with feet. And at the end, when we have what we're looking for and it's not canceled, we know to stop. Alright, so 12 inches in 1 foot. Now what we do is we look at these as fractions and multiply them. Numerator times numerator, 5 times 12 is 60. 1 times 1 is 1. So I know that there are 60 inches in 5 feet. So if I'm converting feet to inches, there are 60 inches to 5 feet. Alright, so that's just real basic, and we'll continue on and get some that get a little bit more challenging, but none of them get too terrible for you. If you look on the bottom of page 570, they give you some relationships there in a table. They give you the relationship between feet and inches, feet and yards, feet and miles. And those will be very helpful when you come to some like, like example 2, down at the bottom of page 570. We've got the most common ceiling height in houses is 8 feet. How many yards is this? So we're converting 8 feet to yards. Alright, so according to what I said before in the first example, we write what we're given times line feet on the bottom. Okay? Now we look and see, do we know anything about feet and yards? Any comparison between feet and yards? There are 3 feet in 1 yard. Alright, then we go. We got a foot down here, a foot up here. We cancel. We are left with yards. That's what we're looking for. We write this as a fraction just to make sure we multiply the 8 times the 1 on the top and the 1 times the 3 on the bottom. So as far as how many yards there are in a foot, there are 8/3, and if you change that to a mixed number, you get 2 2/3 yards in 8 feet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut this video off, change batteries, and get back with you on 8.1b.